Tell me, what's going on for you, Denisha? How could I help?
I've been taking 6 practice tests. I decided to take it. But I don't think that I'm gonna be ready. If I don't keep going at the rate I am, I don't think I'm gonna be ready for the next LSAT. I just been taking a practice test every day.
Well, that's a lot. Full practice test, 3 hours, 5 sections. I typically don't recommend that. That often leads to burnout. Has that been sustainable for you and you feel like you're able to review everything?
No, because I'm trying to race within the clock. But with the Khan Academy, if you go over the time, it doesn't. It'll let you go. So I've been going a little bit over the 35 minutes to like 42, 45. So it's counting, and I've been trying to take like little 5-minute breaks and then start the next one. So I've been trying to do it within that little time frame and give myself a little leeway. And so I was looking, I said, I don't know. I'm not sure how to study. It's not, I know that sounds kind of crazy from a grad student, but I don't know how to study for the LSAT because to me, it's not something that you study for. It's more like common sense.
It's not common sense or else everybody would do great on it, right? I mean, there's definitely something to it that gives people trouble. And it requires something different than what you've done up to this point. So what you did in college, what you've been doing in grad school, what worked for you there may not work for you here. And based on what you're describing to me, it sounds like you're falling into a pretty common trap, one that I actually fell into myself back when I was studying. I call this the obsessive practice exam narrative. The idea that taking exam after exam after exam, measuring your results will give you some key insight that will unlock everything. Well, in reality, you got to slow down and build the foundation first. And if you're in the 140s, 144, you said, looking to break into the 150s, it might require figuring out which parts of your foundation are lacking. You said you're having trouble with logic games. Maybe you want to focus on just drilling games for a while and reviewing those.
Well, what is the best study material? Because that's another thing I was struggling with. What's the best study material? Because I've been looking at all the reviews, and even when I tried to go to Amazon, I won't be able to. When I placed the order, I had like $100 worth of stuff that he's talking about. It won't be here to April 22nd. They're only sending out essential items.
Khan Academy, they give you some free practice tests. Definitely take advantage of those. I mean, they're free, not really much downside there. But the Khan Academy explanations, they're kind of lacking. The people who put that together, they themselves actually didn't have a ton of LSAT experience, surprisingly. So I think LSAT should have had some third party vet those maybe, but I wouldn't use that for explanations just because it's free. As for other resources, yeah, I mean, it's hard to get physical stuff in the mail these days because, as you said, essential items only. So I would focus on digital online stuff. The good news is that there's more available online for free and for low cost than ever before. And through my resources, the LSAT blog, the LSAT Unplugged YouTube channel and podcast, I've put together more information than you could possibly work through, much of it for free. I've got logic games video explanations for free. I've got guides, cheat sheets, checklists, explanations, full video courses. And so that could be a good starting point. Use the YouTube channel, use the podcast, read the blog. And then if you're looking for more, consider some of the low-cost materials. And you said you're not sure how to go about studying. I've got detailed day-by-day study plans laying out exactly what to be doing every single day over the course of your prep. And most of them are only $20. That gives you a roadmap for what to be working on between now and June.
I know it's possible, but when you first start out, it just looked like a little cloudy. That's where I'm at. So hopefully, while I go into your I just started seeing you pop up in the last few days. And when I seen it, I was like, well, maybe if I sit down and somebody else can kind of talk me through it. So I check it out and then do this. You have the 2-month plan or?
Yeah, I've got a 2-month plan, a 3-month plan, a 5-month plan for all different time periods. But the bottom line is you've got to build the foundation first before you start doing all this timed work and timed exams. Otherwise, you're just measuring yourself, but you're not really learning from your mistakes and you're not focusing on the weak areas. So you got to start by focusing on the weak areas. And then after you do an exam, occasionally, only occasionally do an exam, then review it in depth before moving on to the next one. And so the study plans will break down for you exactly what to be working on. So you don't just fall into that trap of, well, there's 100 exams, I'm just going to work through them in order, which is what a lot of people do.
I know. I'm just taking it in because I'm honestly like I know it's like I know it may sound crazy, but I'm like I want to take the LSAT. I think I would be awesome, and God keep opening up opportunities for me to go. I'm like, so I'm just like, oh my God, I just need some guidance. That's all it is I needed some extra guidance. So I'm gonna go and check it out, and hopefully, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna claim it. I'll be able to do well, and that they don't reschedule it. Hopefully.
Let's hope. Well, you've got your plan of attack. Reach out if you have any questions at all about that, using either the free week-by-week plans or the detailed day-by-day plans. Keep posting in the Facebook group. I'm really happy to help however I can with that, with your journey as you move forward.
All right. So, Ken, if you don't mind me asking, I know you probably have a lot of testimonials. I have somebody that was in a similar situation than I was. That's my cousin.
Sure.
Ran by. He just ran by. So, yes. So, have you seen someone in a similar situation with me in this amount of a time crunch?
Yeah, and honestly, 2 months isn't that much of a time crunch. That's actually a lot of time if you use it the right way. If you want to see other stories from students who've been through the process, I've got Lsat Diaries on my website, Lsat blog, where students actually write in chronicling their Lsat prep journeys. And I've also got over 100 Lsat coaching videos like this on the YouTube channel and on the podcast. You can actually hear my conversations with other students going through the same process, and you're seeing the insights they gain along the way. But I mean, I think you know what you've got to do though. It's just about changing your approach a little bit so that you really are working smarter, not harder on this.
I know. And that's what I was watching, like a few YouTubers, and they were talking about they did the practice test. And I was like, when I seen this, I was like, well, that's so cool. Because I don't know how to, and that's really crazy to sound like I don't know how to study for this. I don't know what's it. I mean, there's no, to me, I don't know how to explain it, how I'm viewing it. But I guess I'm just used to being a traditional student and studying, from top to bottom with the resources, but it could be any question that they ask in any concept. That's what I was struggling with, how to approach it. But I guess I'm gonna review the material and go through it, and maybe that'll be better for me.
I'm sure it would be. If you think about it, it's like if you were studying for a college class, you wouldn't just take final exam after final exam after final exam, starting with day one. You would give yourself a chance to learn the curriculum first, to go over the syllabus section by section, topic by topic, before you started doing full-length practice final exams. You wouldn't just walk in on day one and do a final, bomb it, then do another final on day two, bomb that one also, and just say, why aren't my scores going up, right? You would slow down. You would learn each section, each topic, each question type. Then you would pull it all together with a full-length timed exam. The same thing is true here. So just slow down, give yourself a chance to learn the material thoroughly before you do those full-length timed exams, so that when you take a practice test, your score will already be at least in the 150s, because you'll have learned all the different sections, games, reasoning, reading, comp, all the different question types, and you'll notice any particular areas that you weren't as strong as you thought. So you could drill those by type also.
I just was out here winging it. So maybe having a plan to help me, because I was just winging it right now. So just trying to figure it out. I think that'll be better for me. I'm more about if I have a plan, I can follow it.
Awesome. That's the idea. And that's what I provide. So I'll share a link with you to the plans so that you could take a look at them and learn more. Thanks for tuning into the show. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already to be notified of new episodes as I release them. And feel free to reach out if you need anything at all as you move forward with your prep. I'm happy to help however I can. In the meantime, I'll wish you all the best and take care.